Bronny can go in front of ESPN.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shedeur.
Right, it's about to get
Dion already doing that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all like,
when you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like, get off of me. Get off of me. Get off me. No, don't touch me. Was it worth the $30,000? Now? In the moment.
In that moment.
Use up. You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level, and this is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. this whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undisputed.
Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
He's getting up.
And show. Yeah, we doing this for real.
He's first.
We're supposed to get the ball. No rebound.
This one?
Cut that up. I got a match. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's something. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what? Big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Let's get
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it.
Ooh-wee. What's cracking like it magging from the jacket to the back end? Wah, wah, wah. How y'all doing out there today? How you doing? Oh, it's a lot of stuff crack-a-lacking out here today. What's up? Good morning to y'all. Okay? What's cracking in this chat? Oh, man. We about to get straight into this. You know what's crazy about doing the format this way and doing the show this way? It really feeds itself. Like, dog, I've been doing it the hard way for 2-3 years. Y'all know I've been at this game since 22, and I was doing it by myself, all quiet in here in this dungeon. Now I'm doing it this way. I can't keep up. There are too many topics. There's so many topics, and some of them we need to hit harder than we did the first time. Like this one. Let's go.
So over the years, you had Brian Kenny.
Yeah.
Jim Lampley, Marcellus, Wiley.
Marcellus for a while.
Great partner. And in fact, I become good friends with the people I work with because Bill, you know better than anybody. We're getting away with it. If you're in this business, you're getting away with it. Shh, we're talking about sports.
Right.
And
you'd be doing this anyway.
Come on. It's your job as a guy, like an average American guy. It's your job to follow sports. It's like literally what you have to do. You have no choice in the matter, right? You got to find out what's going on. And so how to make that experience even better? Hang out with your friends and talk about sports, right? Like, why would you not want to do that? It's interesting because Stephen A was the one partner I've ever had over like years, where I didn't feel like a relationship was really forming. And I like to go to work and you know,
you could feel a little bit watching it, and it was hard to tell how much of it was theater and how much of it was like, oh, these guys just don't get along in the same way, or
whatever you feel about who you're working with and what the situation is. To me, a cardinal sin is betraying that on the air. You should always be thinking about making the show entertaining.
Right.
And I do think it reached the point on that show where it was like, come on, dude, we the first priority is to make good TV.
Well, good TV is like professional wrestling, right?
Right.
Both guys have moves. You guess how the other guys move.
Of course.
And I think we've all been in situations who've done this where you're with somebody or on a bigger show where people either selling your moves or they're not.
Right. Exactly right. But he's a showman. Like he would. I never had to worry about when the little red light came on that it wouldn't be a show, but it would be like you don't want to be undermined, you know.
Is that a fun show to do? Like, did you like?
All right, before we get into that part, let's recap that first half. Because I think we all witnessed. Let me do it the right way. Yesterday I didn't do it the right way. We all witnessed how that show did get undermined by the attitudes or whatever was happening off camera, or just the lack of relationship between Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith. In real time, people think that I was in there like talking to Max like a therapist, like, yo, what's going on? How's it going? And all. It ain't like that, dog. Have you ever done something with your boy, but you did it in a different place and you doing the same thing, he doing something else? Y'all don't even want to talk about that. Y'all want to talk about when you do connect each other, right? And so in real time, I didn't know the issues that were going on with Max and Stephen A. But I do know when I watched, I was like, oh, that ain't my boy, right? You ever seen that? And you're like, you all right? You know, I mean, in the league, it happens too. You go to college with somebody, you go to high school with somebody, then you see them at the next level. You're like, you're all right? Are they coaching you well? Like, what's going on? That ain't you. That's how it felt. But that was it. And then I started to really think deeper on it. I was like, yo, oh, this ain't it, because it happened to me later. But this time I'm watching it in real time, and when I see it, and I'm like, oh, man, Max ain't getting no love from Stephen A. Whatever, because he big dogging him. You know how it go. Jerry Judy, auntie behavior. When you see Shedeur, hey, big dog, throw me the ball, right? When you're on the show and Stephen A. Smith looking at you and he just reading the newspaper while you giving a hot take. Right? He over there just looking like he doing his nails. When you're like, is that theater? And then you be like, nah, because he ain't even laughing at the good jokes, right? You know it's a problem when somebody get one off and he just like, right? And so that's what I was seeing in real time. And then it's good to hear it because I obviously knew it. Like, I'm in the industry. I know the character. So I know when Stephen A. Smith is rocking with you. Like, Dan Orlowski ain't that funny, but he laughs at his jokes, right? But then when Max crack a joke, you ain't laughing. Like, come on, dog. It's the same dude, right? You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. So I knew that was a problem. Big problem. And it was. And that's, once you got that going on, that kind of tension, when we're not pulling in the same direction, when we're actually pulling the rope in different directions, it's called tug of war. Now, if you ever played tug of war, oh boy, be prepared, right? For even if you win, check your hands. Oh, they're going to be messed up because y'all been yanking in different directions. Continue.
Like doing, 2 hours a day of just 5 days a week of having to react and just be like prisoner of the moment stuff?
The issue with that show is this. What is a hot take? A hot take is a counterintuitive conclusion that on TV, you're going to just state your conclusion. You do analysis about a subject. You come to a conclusion that's counterintuitive. So when you say it, people will be like, what are you talking about? Give me 90 seconds. I'll explain it to you. Oh, at least he has a point of view. If there are 12 topics a day and you have 12 hot takes on those topics, because by and large, there's a consensus about sports. This guy's good, this guy's not as good, whatever it is. This team is in the right direction, the wrong direction, whatever it is. The consensus is usually correct, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, some small percentage of the time, In fact, what everyone thinks is not true. If you have a counterintuitive conclusion about every topic in sports every day, you are insane. Like, Skip Bayless is very entertaining, and I always enjoy my interactions with him privately.
Yeah,
he's insane. Like, you have 12 hot takes a day? Unbelievable, right?
Right.
You've come to 12 conclusions that go against the consensus every single day that you're going to... But Stephen A. has no hot takes. Stephen A. almost never, I can't think of any counterintuitive conclusions that he ever reaches. That's not his job on the air. His job is to be the big reactor to a counterintuitive conclusion. Reactor. He's there to hear the crazy conclusion that his partner has come to and actually be the everyman with a loud voice. Like, you are crazy, right? And do it theatrically. So there's a lot of pressure on his partner to come up with a counterintuitive conclusion about everything. Now, how do you...
Blah, blah, blah. He dropped some dimes right there. I hope y'all picked them up, right? Oh, my God, some dimes right there. So, Stephen A. Smith, his greatness is being an exclamation point. Like, his greatness is his entertainment value. And that's why it didn't work with Max, because he didn't see the entertainment value in Max, because he didn't want to go there where Max was going, which was entertaining, but with an educational perspective, right? Like, I'm going to do research. I'm actually going to dive into this. And these are no shots, y'all. This show is the show. I tell you why. They all on them shows talk about each other, but no one talks about them. I'm like, dog, your bias is obvious. So I'm going to put this all together for you. Stephen A. Smith, he's the king of the mountain outside of Pat McAfee, whatever you want to do with that rivalry there, because he's an exclamation point. And that is amazing. When you're an everyman exclamation point, everyone has a piece of them invested in Stephen A. Smith. Because when you hear something crazy, what do you do at home when you see somebody say something crazy? Skip Bayless, Max Kellerman, whoever. Man, what the hell? Now, if you got Stephen A. Smith in there doing, man, what the hell? That's your dude. At least for that moment, I rock with you, right? And he has gathered and aggregated enough people where they like, I got it. And I even admitted back in the days, when I'm sitting there watching, when I used to watch for real, and I was sitting there watching, and then I'm like, what? And then Stephen A. Smith right on cue, you're like, what? And then he start, you know how he goes, wait, and then he start building it up, and then the voice gets louder, and it's louder, and like, bow, you're like, yes, get his ass, right? That was classic it. That was it. But we have deviated from that. And this is how. So Stephen A. Smith is just going to wait to hear it and then go and do it, right? Max ain't that. This is why this didn't work. Water and oil. Max does his homework and then comes out there prepared and has 8 levels of addition, deviation. Wherever you want to take this, bro, we can go there, right? He can go hella woke, or you can be like, God dang, dog, that was pretty a conservative viewpoint. But he's mostly going to go wherever you want to go. Stephen A. Smith is not that. Skip Bayless called him out. Do y'all remember, like a few months ago, Skip was talking to Sage Steele. He was like, Stephen A. don't prepare. I was like, oh, okay. This is before Skip got back on the arena or whatever. Skip was like, he don't prepare. Like, I'm doing all this stuff. He's like, remember, he was like, I can't go too far with Stephen A. Because then it's like, I lost my guy. He can't just yell at something. He said, this is Skip's word, not mine. Don't call me the hater. I was like, I know that. So here we go. If you dealing with Skip Bayless, who is insane by Max's words, he said it in jest, but he's insane. Right, if you dealing with Skip, and we all know how Skip gets down, and Stephen A. can only go so far with Skip, how far you think he could go with Max? Shit. Man, you can't go deep sea diving with this dude. It's crazy. So that's why it didn't work. Simple as that. Skip was as deep as Stephen A. wanted to go. And Max is not an ice skater. He like, we going down there. And that's why it didn't work. Now, I'm not saying it's not better now, but you notice what immediately happened after Max. I need to dumb down this show. Now, people going to take that the wrong way, like they dumb. That's your fault. he's not saying that. He's saying, I don't need deep sea divers anymore. I need people that are going to give me something on the surface that is deep enough. And this is a positive attribute when you talk about media. KISS, K-I-S-S, the acronym. Keep it simple, stupid, or keep it simple, smarty. We don't want to offend anyone. Point is, keep it simple, right? And I suffer from this. That's why Max and I had one of the best shows, because we both love going deep, but we also love shallow. Like, let's joke, let's clown each other, but also let's go there. Most people don't want to do that. And there are huge benefits not doing that. Just go, ooh, ooh. Look at all these local radio stations and you watch their local jock, shock jock. He ain't saying nothing deep. Everything is ice skate, ice skate. So that's all it was. It was a bad matchup. You ever seen a great player and then all of a sudden you're like, damn, what's wrong with him? He ain't good there. I give you an example, Wes Welker. Anybody know that Wes Welker was a San Diego Charger? Hello? Not a good matchup, right? Not a good fit. Then he went to Miami. Then you start saying, that guy's okay. He's pretty good. He's all right. I don't know, whatever. Then he went to New England. Shit! Who is that? Who is that? Same dude. So Max doing all the shows before, you know he started Around the Horn. Kill it. Fox, kill it. Sports Nation and Show with Me, kill it. First Take, damn, you could kill it, but what happened? You went to the wrong team. Simple as that. It ain't that deep. So we know that this is the conversation that we've all been having. It's the Kobe and Shaq of sports media in some terms of, damn, it's just a premature ending. 5 years, but still it felt like, God, y'all could have got more in, or while y'all were together, y'all could have done more, but there was a resistance. I'm glad he's explaining that resistance. Oh my goodness, there's an itty bitty in here. Let me tend to my little ones. Come here, mama. Give me a quick kiss. We got to do it fast though, because people are like, how many kids you got? Say hello. You say good morning? Yeah. Oh God. He's so sweet. Let me kiss. Go upstairs and either go back into bed, cuddle, brother and sister, or play with your dolls. Deal? Okay, love you. See you in a sec. Yeah, they're going to, look, y'all rocking with me, y'all going to get some cameos from some itty bitties. That's just how the game goes. Okay, let's beat it up in the comments, see what y'all talking about. Yeah, Jared M. says, Max can explain his stance with facts. Big difference between he and Stephen A. Smith. People think this is a shot. This is a shot, but it's not a shot. It's just like, dog, everyone has a different frequency and a level of depth, right? Some people, like, well, my friends be like, it ain't that serious. I hear that all the time. I talk deep and I laugh a lot. And then people get mad that I laugh a lot. I'm like, what you mad? I'm happy more than you? Like, I laugh a lot. In my head, I am going 1,000 miles an hour. To y'all, I'm going 100 miles an hour. But the stuff, the 900 miles difference, is funny. See? It's funny. Shit is funny. I don't care if you don't I got a comment that said that. Lamar said, well said, dog. Thank you, Lamar. 61, 50, 580. And then James Williams said exactly what I said. Wiley laughs too damn much. Nothing sounds real. How is laughter and realness? Listen to what I'm saying, dog, not how I'm saying it. You sound like an auntie. Auntie behavior is when you just talking and you ain't even listening, right? You just, it's all demonstrative. Auntie, that's auntie behavior. That's an auntie comment right there. You don't sound real. You're laughing. So hold on. My name is Marcellus Wiley. That don't sound real. What the message, okay? You sound like my wife. She's talking about, it ain't what you said. You were right what you said, but it was how you said it, baby. Oh, God. Well, let me just say, and let's get to our next topic in Clipper world. It ain't what you said or how you said it, because nothing was getting said according to these cats out here. Check this out. This crazy. Sources. Why did Chris Paul get released in the middle of the night? Well, Chris Paul, Ty Lue weren't on speaking terms ahead of his ouster. Are you serious? You mean you and the coach ain't talking? And I told you I go to the games, season ticket holder, and I can't lie to you. Chris Paul was not looking happy, but of course you're not looking happy. You are Chris Paul, a legendary player who's going to go to the Hall of Fame, who is super smart and still got some toothpaste in that tube, right? You were playing last year and getting in run. Now you getting D in P's, did not plays. Oh, it's not good. It's not good. Ty Lue, explain this situation, partner.
I don't like it. It just didn't work out like we thought it would. And like I said, I don't like it for CP. But it just wasn't a good fit. We understood that, and so like I said, it was an organization. They made the choice. And so moving forward, we got to see what we do. We'll see.
You said it was an organizational decision. Were you part of that decision? Do you agree with the decision? And do you think this will help your team moving forward?
I don't think it necessarily helped our team. I don't think the reason why we're 5-16 because of CP's play. I just think that it wasn't a good fit for what he was looking for, and it is what it is. And so, do I want to see CP go out like this? No, I have a lot of respect for him. He's been a friend of mine over the years, and you never want to see a great go out, like this. But I'm pretty sure he will find something because he's a great player. And so I didn't want to see it end like this.
Man, did y'all hear that? I know it was low. It was hard for me to hear, but basically he said, yeah. He couldn't say much. Blah, blah, blah. Shout out to the reporter, though, that asked an amazing question. He said, you said it was an organizational decision. Were you a part of the organization in that decision? And then he asked him also, do you agree with the decision? Is it going to make you better? Now, that's an amazing question. Here's the problem. If you rock with me, you know on this show we talk about all things, including how the media is biased and how the media also sets up things to lead to your bias. That's a great question, but all three of them is a bad question. Because when you give someone, they teach you this in Media 101, when you give someone two or more options in a question, like he just did, was it an organization question? Did you agree with it? And does it make you better? Every single person who has ever lived on this planet answers the one that's the easiest to answer. And what did Ty Lue do? He said, nah, this ain't gonna make us better. He ain't answered did he agree with the decision, and none of those. And those were the real good questions. See, you got to catch yourself. So next time you're talking to your wife, whatever it may be, don't ask two questions or more. They're going to wiggle out. They're going to worm out. So you got to make sure you nail them with just one good question. So what's going on there? CP3 is doing stuff like this. So this is kind of getting a little like this is him on IG yesterday. That's Chris Paul at the bottom. You see his little face with the beanie on. Then you got Blake Griffin with the big smile, and you got Andre is sitting there with DeAndre is sitting there with the big smile. What's DeAndre last name? I forgot it. God dang. Woo! 51. The CTE kicks in now. What? DeAndre Jordan. Damn it. I just saw him golfing not too long ago. What's up, big dog?
Smart individual. Shit was calculated.
He said enough shit to get his ass kicked off that team.
Yeah. Shit was calculated, dog. So what everybody want to say is just what it is, man. It's a hell of a basketball player. Tough to be teammates with at times.
Y'all hear
right?
that?
I think, like I said, there's nothing wrong with holding guys accountable, right?
This thing Clippers,
Yep. Nothing wrong with it. And nothing wrong with holding your teammates accountable. Want to get the best out of guys when they're going. But how you going about it, though?
Don't hold me accountable if you can't do it no more.
Yeah.
I was gonna get to and coming from the 40-year-old, motherfuckers over there like.
No, I think he abuses his power.
What I'm saying is, if you was who you were when you were younger, and you was the All-NBA player, and you was the top 5 or top 1 point guard or whatever, that was your resume.
Yeah.
You 40 years old, this your last year, shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Sit down there, enjoy.
Yeah.
Don't come in here and tell me shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't tell me nothing. I don't want to hear about nothing you had going on 57 years ago.
A coconut smile.
And that's just the way it is. If who you are is Chris Paul, we know what the demand. We don't need that right here. Right? That's not our personalities. Right. Don't talk to us like that.
And we lose.
Chill, relax, understand. This your last year. Go out there, wave, do your thing, because that's what you deserve. Fighting with me every day? No. That's not what we're gonna happen. So the fact that you have him, and they put it up there again.
Can we put the statement back up? A lot of reasons.
Where was that? He is a what? Historic career. So the fact that he's there, with his career there, what he did for the city there, and they're sending him home, do you know how bad it must have been?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
Blah, blah, blah. And that's where we're going to jump off and talk about this, because literally yesterday, to a person that I was seeing. You know, you had those casual, quick conversations with somebody about sports. They're like, man, what's going on with your team? And you're like, you got to yell something real quick, but not be too rude, not sound too ghetto. You just yelling across the street. It happened to me 3 times yesterday, and it was all the same conversation. What's up with y'all Clippers? What's up with your Clippers? I was like, they was like, damn, dog, that's how y'all do people? And I even had a conversation yesterday. This was an extended conversation with a former coach who coached Lob City, right? And he was like, man, you got a lot to talk about. What you gonna say? How real you gonna get? He's like, I know how you rock, boy, but you also know CP3. And then he started to say, man, look, I saw this coming. He's like, CP3 can't help himself. Like the type of leader he is, like he ain't gonna stop. Even if he's 40, even if your name Kawhi Leonard and you still got game left, even if you're James Harden and you got game left, and this ain't my team. Oh, yes, it is. There's a story that circulated around about leadership. And if you guys know who Ross Perot was, I'm sorry, I don't even know if he's still alive. He was old as hell back then when I heard this story, but Ross Perot's a billionaire, right? And they had a meeting at 9 o'clock. And it's 9 o'clock. And Ross Perot is still just talking, eating that continental breakfast that everyone hates, but they always serve. You know, you got your little orange juice and the little bagel. Bagel been out since yesterday. Everybody just doing that, right? 9:01 hits. 9:02 hits. Finally, his assistant says, excuse me, Mr. Perot, everyone's waiting for you to take your seat so we can start the meeting. And then he was like, what? And then she was like, yeah, we're waiting for you to take your seat, head of the table, and then we can start the meeting. And he's like, he looked around, they said, and just sat right there where he was. So everybody got to reshuffle because he's like, he ain't at the head of the table. And he's like, all right, we can start. And then somebody said, sir, you're not going to take your seat at the head of the table? He said, wherever I sit is the head of the table. Now start talking. Meeting started. I said, damn. And that is a Chris Paul mindset. Wherever I'm at, damn it, this is my house. And it went down like that. But I will talk about the dynamic where that doesn't work, especially in today's sports, but it doesn't work in sports in general. But yesterday, it kind of worked. Today, if you are 40, forget your age. If you ain't chipping in, you better know how you supposed to act. Come on, y'all. Let's go the way that y'all know it. Okay, I got the car. I'm the one in high school with the car. Right, okay. My best friend rides shotgun, right? I don't give a damn where we going, what we doing. Bestie gets to pick. Bestie picking shotgun. Let's go. Now, he got a homeboy too. Okay, put him in the back. I got a homeboy too. Put him in the back. Now, when we riding, we going. Y'all hollered at the girls because I'm driving, trying to keep us safe. I just got my license last week. We doing this, right? Now, if my bestie is barking, like, no, I don't want to go there. Let's go here. And you're like, man, why we got to go there? He's like, come on, dog. It's going to be better. All right, we going. If my homeboy in the back say, we going over there, I was like, man, we ain't going over there. We going here. He said, dog, trust me. It's sick. It's sick. You're like, man, I don't know, dog. Last time I heard it wasn't fresh like that. Oh, come on. What you think? I'm asking my boy. He's like, I heard it's kind of dope too. All right, we going to go. But if your boy, like, who this dude? I don't know this dude like that. I'm just doing you a favor. All right? And then he in there and he like, hey, where you going? You're like, man, we going to the chateau. He said, man, we going to the parlor. I ain't going to no chateau. You looking in the rear view like, what'd he say? He like, hey, come on, man. We ain't doing that. Like, he barking at you. He telling you what's up. You got to get in where you fit in. No matter what the dynamic, I give it to you on the team. When I was in Jacksonville, everyone was calling me the Reverend. So in Buffalo, I'm wild style. From San Diego to Dallas, I'm that dude. And I'm still that dude in Jacksonville. But then they start saying, you the Reverend. You know why? Because they're like, dog, you are preaching. They were like, keep preaching, but you the Reverend. And that comes with reverence. But also, Wiley, you ain't playing the same. So we're going to respect you, Reverend. We're going to respect the church. But make sure the church understands before Sunday, Saturday night was a mess. Leave us alone. Because you preaching over here talking about, I wouldn't have done that and take care of your body and do it. You're like, shut up. You don't become that dude talking and acting like that. So I had to stay in the lane. Right? Now, you don't have to stay in the lane. You could be a Chris Paul. But guess what? For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. You got the coach not talking to you now. You got James Harden having interviews. I just played that interview, what was that, Monday? And he doing this. He don't know what. They said, what's wrong with y'all? What's this and that? And he couldn't say it. He couldn't say it because Chris Paul was still there. He couldn't say it, but he was saying it. He was like, man, this team, yeah, it's just a lot of, it's built different. He was saying it without saying it. Now it's been said. At least not to Ty Lue, though, because Chris Paul and Ty Lue not talking. You imagine being on the team and you and your coach ain't even talking? Oh, I've seen that before with a GM, and I've seen that with a coach, but I've never seen it with player to coach, and it worked out. Okay, so let's beat up in the comments, and then let's get to Shedeur, because, boy, talking about an article and some receipts. Somebody, Shedeur, duck. Here it comes. Oh, man. Here we go. Thank you, Stephen Jones. He said, hit the damn like button. I know. I don't ever say that. I'm like, if y'all like it, y'all gonna hit it, right? But people say you still got to say it. What else we got in here? We got August giving me some love. CP3 is a legend in his own mind. Don't do that. CP3 is still a legend. Don't do that. First of all, I've been around CP3. Let's just say the world thinks he's a legend. That sucker, when he be showing, CP3. This is the funniest thing, and before we get to Shedeur. People always think that how you think about things is it's really something that translates to others. Like, you may not like somebody, all right? You can say, I hate CP3. Then your boy be like, me too. And you got a group of echo chamber guys that say, I hate CP3. I challenge you to do this. Meet CP3. You may not hate him, but beyond that, we ain't going that deep. I'm just saying, watch CP3. Like, be in Vegas, right? And you're in Vegas. And then CP3 checks into the same resort. And then just watch him. And watch how people act. Let's just say a lot of people don't hate him. It's just everybody that everybody hates and I actually know him, I'll be like, if that's hate, I hate to see what love is, because goodness, he can't go nowhere. It's crazy, right? So a lot of times y'all hide behind the keyboard or hide behind the screen, and it ain't even like y'all punks. It's just, this is a barrier. For all the people that don't like me, all the DL Hughley fans and stans out there that don't like me, when they see me, including DL Hughley. Last time I saw DL Hughley a couple months ago, nothing but love. So this is different. Y'all be back here, Wiley, you suck, you corny, y'all, you laugh too much. Then I see you, what's up, Wiley? Oh my God. Shut up. Oh man, shut up. I get tired of y'all out there lying to yourself. Oh man, I gotta give some love to this super chat we just got. Let me give it up, give it to me. A Big Mac, double up, double DC, and it's on. Where's that? What song is that? Y'all know every day I will give you guys some trivia. Every day is trivia. Every day, I'm trying to click into this thing and I can't see it. Well, shout out to Otis Who Network. Thank you, Big Dog, for the super chat. Mr. Wiley, shout out to you and your family. Yeah, family first. Wait till I do a family segment or episode. I'm gonna tell you all the meaning of family to me and see if it rocks and connects with you. Okay, let's get into this. This is crazy. When you get headlines like this, you be like, what? No, I ain't talking about that Cadillac, but I do want that new Escalade. Shout out to Cadillac. Become a sponsor. Let me get a free one off you, homie. Okay, Shedeur Sanders. I had to breathe when I saw, doesn't belong in NFL in scathing verdict of Brown star. Okay, I got two things to show you. This is the first. That's Shedeur. Crispy. Boy, his auntie had him between her lap, braiding that up. That is crispy. Helmet didn't even mess it up. Shedeur Sanders' move to the NFL has attracted significant attention, but few assessments have been as blunt as the one delivered by former. So he's not a scout anymore. New York Jets scout Daniel Kelly. I'll tell you why that's important. Because I just had this argument with Blaze. Y'all know Blaze on the rocks, my dog. And I know too much, and I'm not even an insider, but I just know cats. So when you see somebody like James Harden's a perfect example. They just interviewed James Harden on Monday, and they were like, why are you guys 5-15 at the time, whatever? And he was like, dancing. Didn't say it. He knew. They just interviewed Ty Lue after they let Chris Paul go. What'd he say? We don't get better. When you working, you trying to stay alive and stay employed and stay working. So you just say the status quo. But when you're not there, a lot of times you see somebody tell you the real. What my job is and what I think I'm better at is when they're still there, let's say the real. Okay? There's a different line. There's the typical status quo. I am a scout for the Jets, so I'm not going to be too mean to Shedeur because you know what? I'm taking care of a guy because this is part of the industry. I'm going to give you my evaluation, but I ain't going to be blunt. I'm going to be real, but not blunt. You know the difference? And then when you go, fuck that. I do it. This fool ain't this. So now we getting that version. I like my version. Keep it real and keep it blunt. Why you still there? Why you gotta lie? Whatever. After analyzing Sanders' first 3 outings against the Ravens, Raiders, and 49ers, we've all seen those. Kelly was candid, stating the rookie quarterback doesn't look like he belongs in the NFL. Damn. Okay, now, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. I'm like, you got to prove that to me. That sounds like a hot take. You know why? Because if you're better than the worst, you belong, right? Let's say there's 3 quarterbacks per team, right? And there's 32 teams. That's 96 quarterbacks. Is he 97 or is he 96 kicking somebody else out to be 97? That's it. That means you belong in the NFL. And then we take it higher and higher as we go. But let's just start out on the premise. He doesn't belong at all? That sounds like BS. But walk with me, y'all. He got receipts. Trust me, the next slide, you're going to be like, uh-oh. Kelly highlighted Sanders' showing in the fourth quarter of the Browns' defeat to San Francisco as the most telling sign, where Sanders was reprimanded by his receiver during a tense exchange. Oh, Auntie, Jerry Judy, right? Remember that? With 11 minutes remaining in Cleveland requiring momentum, Kelly said Sanders faltered with the basic responsibilities expected of an NFL quarterback under duress. He contended Sanders clung to the ball too long. Like, look, this is the thing. When you like somebody, everyone who's liking Shedeur, don't get blind and don't turn your ears off because you like Shedeur. Don't do that. You got to still listen or you won't grow or you won't know who Shedeur really is. So stop doing that. I hate that. I have so many arguments with somebody just because they like him. I say, I like him too, but I'm still going to keep it real. Okay, so everyone knows he holds on to the ball too long. Shedeur knows that. Like, it's just a habit. Stunting is a habit. Get like me. What song is that? So he stays in the pocket too long. Way too long. Way too long. Failed to drive the ball downfield when circumstances called for it and repeatedly chose the most conservative throws in situations that demanded boldness. Okay, the last part is interesting because I remember him coming out of Colorado, most accurate passer ever. And if you ever look at the top 10 list of most accurate passers ever, I think none of them, I mean, maybe one, none of them are good quarterbacks. Names, none. I mean, it's one of the most misleading stats out there. Accuracy. It's weird. I think who doesn't want to be accurate? But then when you look at the top quarterbacks coming out of college that are accurate, you're like, ugh, none of them did anything. But my point is, that was a label on Shedeur. He holds the ball too long and he chooses conservative throws. That's why it was a lot of like dump passes. They didn't have a running game in Colorado like that, right? The O-line had problems. So he was just dumping it, yak. Travis Hunter, you throw it 2 yards, he run for 40, right? That, whatever. A lot of quarterbacks succeed that way. Against the 49ers, Sanders completed 64% of his passes, but managed only 149 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 93.6 passer rating, which is good. Not great, but it's good. It's all right. It certainly qualifies. Statistically sound, exactly, but restricted in critical moments. The fourth quarter featured just 1 intermediate completion, 11 yards to Jerry Jeudy, and 1 deep attempt, an incompletion to Isaiah Bond. Kelly didn't hold back in his critique of Sanders' ability to read the field, suggesting he struggles to quickly decipher defensive formations. Where his processor, okay? His processor ain't the top one. You know how it goes when you get on that Apple, you know, you get into your Apple General, and then they be like, which subscription would you like? $9.99 a month? Okay, that's basic. $19.99 a month? That's premium, right? And then Elite is $99.99 a month. And he's saying he ain't got elite. That's all he's saying. He highlighted a crucial moment in the game on 2nd and 10. Sanders took an 11-yard sack despite having an open receiver with his line of sight. The misstep led to a challenging 4th and 26. Kelly accused Sanders of giving up on the subsequent play when he chose to run for 5 yards instead of attempting a pass, effectively ending a drive. I've seen that before in the preseason. Who doesn't do it? But instead of throwing it right there, damn it, he open. Your ass want to take off and run and don't even get the first. We running off the field like, damn, bad series, bad coaching, bad play calling. Nah, bad decision. Damn it. This is the worst. When you playing football and then the crowd is thinking one thing, it's happened to me many a times, right? Good and bad. It's been times where all I had to do is get contained. If I had contained, guess what? It's a sack. We off the field. But instead, I'm over there chasing him because I think I could get him. He gets out, breaks contain, they get a first down. The world doesn't know that I messed that up, but I do. And then it's the flip. There's been times coach said, stunt to the right. I stunt to the right. Barry Sanders is running right. Guess what that means? Touchdown, Barry Sanders. Everybody looking at me like, Wiley, what the fuck you doing? And I'm like, coach told me to go right. And then on Monday, film session, coach doing this. Yeah, Wiley, good stunt. I mean, bad play call, bad timing. I was like, no. Won't you tell 80,000 people from yesterday and the whole world that watching at home, millions and millions, you messed that up. It goes both ways. Anyway, let's keep going. In his first game of Week 11 against the Ravens, Sanders had a disappointing performance. Okay, we know that. And resulted in a dismal passer rating of 13.5. However, he showed resilience. Next week, throwing for 209, 55% passing and 87 rating. After 3 games, his stats, 50.8 completion percentage. That's too low. Y'all know that. I don't give a damn if that's my son, MJ. If that's my son, MJ, after 2.5 games, I'm coming to him, I'll say, hey, bro, you know you got my blood in you, right? That's under the Mendoza line. The Mendoza line in the NFL is 60%. Anything under that, we call that scrub. We call that bait. Keep going, but let's stop. 405 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a passer rating of 69. These 2 numbers right here is not going to make a GM smile. 50% completion percentage and 69 passer rating. Okay, don't tell me how sorry the Browns are. I don't want to hear that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Just like it doesn't matter that the number 1 overall pick goes to the worst team. We don't care. You're the best player. You better do something. And if you're a 5th rounder going to a bad team and it's a crowded quarterback room, no one cares. Unless you want to be out the NFL and tell everybody, oh, because Cleveland was sorry. Well, then good. Welcome to FedEx or Prime Productions, whatever you're going to be doing after you play in the NFL, because no one cares. I'm giving y'all NFL mindset. And this guy, whoever this guy is giving us NFL receipts. Golly, I ain't never seen so many receipts. So what comes from that is, give me 1 second. I got to find this specifically. I ain't going to keep y'all too long. Here we go. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, who is this dude? This is next level. I mean, next level. Shout out to a former scout. He's trying to get back in the game. And please don't tell me about context. See, you guys are telling everyone as soon as you write or as soon as you think or as soon as you say anything else other than what I just gave you in content, and you start talking about, well, context and the situation, soon you start saying that, you immediately have told why you didn't make it to the NFL. Beyond you probably weren't talented enough. And this is okay, because I'm not good enough to do a lot of things in this world. But I am also good enough to acknowledge it and recognize it and at peace with it. You're not. So as soon as you write, that's why your sorry ass didn't make it, because your mind ain't even NFL ready. We know your body ain't. Look at you, fat ass ankles. That's your mama and daddy problem. They ain't give you enough. It is. Why y'all mad? Everybody ain't gonna go to the league. I hate when people be mad that they ain't in the league, and I'll be like, yo, because you're not good enough. Dog, I can go to a college right now and play in the intramural league and watch those guys. I'm like, damn, these dudes are amazing. And they, you know what they would say if they're being real? Damn, we can't even make the varsity here. And you over there getting schooled by these intramurals. Get out my face. There's levels to this, partner. Listen to this level. Advanced scouting report on Shedeur Sanders. Ooh, this is crazy. This is crazy. At the 49ers, the defensive game plan against Shedeur Sanders is simple. Stop the run and stop the short passing game. Sanders, 3 of 10 on 10-plus yard passes this season. He isn't winning games with his arm downfield in the NFL. He had 13 passing attempts behind the line of scrimmage. Damn. 13 passing attempts between and behind the line of scrimmage and the plus 10-yard range versus the Raiders. That's a lot. And he had 10 passes between the behind the scrimmage and the 10-plus yard range versus the Ravens. That's his comfort zone throwing the football. See, this, Regardless of indictment, regardless of result, this is what gets me going in the NFL. This was the most amazing part of the NFL, how they making it science. They make it a real exact science. Literally, I would be in film study and they will be showing us the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning. And they would say, literally, this is sick. They'd be like, okay, when they're in the red zone, so the 20-yard line in, on the right hash with a far back, they always hand the ball off left. You're like, what? Every time? And then they'll give you a clip. See, we back in the old school days. They give you a clip. It's like 11 plays, all of them inside the red zone, right? Far back, handoff left. All of them in a row, and you start seeing it. So what happens is you get in the game, and guess what? They driving. It's Peyton Manning. Of course they driving. All of a sudden, Marvin Harrison catch it. Oh, tackled at the 19-yard line. Okay, first down, first and 10. And then they come out. And guess what they come out in? Far back. And this really this happened. And we got our thing. They saying lick it. And then we like, rock it. Cause we like, they're running left to our right. So we trying to rock it. Adrian James, bah! 2nd and 12. Why? We knew it. Oh. They know some of this Shedeur stuff already, and it's only been 3 games. The cycle is 4. So after the 4th game, not saying you ain't gonna get it, but it's gonna be hell to get it now, because we know what you like to do. They calling the plays, whatever, what you like to do. Oh, this is sick, y'all. We going into the game right now. So Sanders has handed the ball off 34 times in the last game and a half for the Browns. Blitz, Sanders has one of the slowest times to throw in the NFL. Ranked 60th out of 65 with a 3.15 second time to throw PFF. Speed up his process for him like BYU did in the Alamo Bowl. Oh, y'all remember that? This is tough. The slowest times to throw is a positive. If you're quarterback, you got more time. But also it can be misleading because you got more time because you're running around in circles. But the point is, stop blaming the O-line. It ain't all protection, but stop blaming the O-line. 3.15 is way more than you need to throw that ball. Okay, aggressively flood the pocket to 10 yards out from line of scrimmage with defenders. Passing charts, look at this. Damn. This is him. Week 11, week 12. You can see where he's completing these passes and where he's not. Golly, look at all the incompletions that are deep, all that deep. Now this one's good. Remember that big ball, and then I think that's the Jerry Jeudy hopscotch play, and everything else is just right. Everything else is like spitting difference, distance. That's the word. Okay, let me give you the story, and then we out of here. Oh, this is sick. When you know someone's tendencies, it's amazing. So you could get someone's tendencies and lock in on them, and then everything they do, you just like, oh God, we got you down to like a robot. So it's happened in the league before when I played, and then you're seeing a quarterback, and you know his tendencies, you know his pros, his cons. Coach will call plays to stop it. Here's the thing. Y'all remember Doug Flutie? Yes, one of the best athletes I've ever seen. The dude could play every sport. I mean, every sport. Basketball, football, racquetball, tennis. You know, I mean, every sport. Pick Doug Flutie first, you got a chance, right? He's just one of them athletes, right? But obviously he was short, so he never got his fair due. If he was 6'5", he'd still be playing right now. Put it like this. Ultimate winner, greatest teammate, all the above. But this is what Bill Belichick did, and this is crazy. So we're playing the Jets, and when Bill Belichick is there, and he's a D coordinator, and Parcells was the head coach, right? And Flutie was killing everybody. Y'all remember Flutie Mania? It was Flutie Flakes. If y'all too young for this, I give it to you. But there was a time, a year or two in there, Doug Flutie was it, Pro Bowler, all that. You just couldn't stop it that year. And then we lose in the Music City Miracle, different story. Point being, you know what the game he had struggles against? When he played Bill Belichick, and I think it was our second time, because Bill Belichick, and we know the game plan, he got smart. Everybody else is just traditional Russian, or they were doing traditional blitz packages. Nah. Bill Belichick ass said, hit him from the edges. So literally they would line up super wide and come in. And then if you only 5'8", there's only one place to go, the middle. Here's the problem. Excuse me, there are a lot of tall buildings. Doug was like, say that. Oh, shit. It was like, oh, no. Oh, no. Man, y'all better stop playing with these NFL coaches. Y'all better, hey, Shedeur, the thing is, everybody's going to get better if you work at it, right? Nothing works unless you work hard, right? It will work. But, boy, you better know what they're seeing, because they are right now seeing stop the run, and it's easy to stop the run and short passes because all I got to do is load the box. And then all these guys going to be covered. And then Shedeur going to take more time in the pocket, but he has more time in the pocket. But then the deep ball that he can throw very accurately won't be there because, one, he doesn't have the receiving core, but, two, he doesn't have the processor. So we going to disguise it back there and confuse him. Wow, we are stopping what he really wants to do. No insurance policies. This is why in every sport, you have to have a plan B. Your plan B has to be as good as your plan A. Because when you play at the highest level, I don't give a damn who you are. I'm stopping your best thing. You got to have something else to counter that so that your best thing can finally go. If you play basketball and I know you always go left, you're in trouble. But if I know you can go right just as effectively, it opens up what you really want to do, which is go left. Same principle in football. If he want to really throw them deep, accurate balls, they going to say, well, good luck with that. Because I know you want to throw it short. And we're going to stop you from throwing it short. So if you want to throw it deep, you better keep testing us deep to make us respect you and back up. If not, we stopping this run and we stopping the short throws. We know what you're trying to do. Better be able to do it. Plan B for Shedeur is deep balls. He need to make that plan A. Or else he going to have other scouts coming out the damn unemployment line saying, excuse me, I got an assessment, and it's going to be headline news because we know how the game goes. Okay, speed it up in the comments. How much time we got left? Oh, we good. We Gucci. Okay, Francisco Aguilera says, truth is, I don't think Shedeur is mad or even fazed by the attention. His fans, on the other hand, are losing their minds over the negative attention. Yeah, it's never as bad as it sounds to us. Like in the locker room to the person. I remember going through scandals before, whether it was about me or some real big ones about other players and teammates. Man, you go to work, ain't the secretary still saying hi. You know, the bacon's still crispy. Like, ain't nothing, like, you got to remember, like, even if have you ever been under scandal, like at work or something? Ooh, the next day you still got to drive to work. It's still traffic. Like, the world does not change. And I learned this when my mom passed away. My mom died March 2005. And when she died and I had to go to the hospital and see, man, you see your mother and she's not here anymore, but she's right there. And I was like, oh, just devastating. I mean, trauma. And I'm looking, I'm like, that's my mom. I'm beyond close to my mama. Like, I was mama's boy, right? Insane. And I'm like, my mom is gone. She's 49. She's dead. And I'm looking at her and I got to say, yes, that's my mom and all that stuff. Woo, mind blowing, right? But then I go home and I'm like, this is serious? I'm driving up La Cienega. I'm like, my mom just died. Can God give me a special road? Can I get a toll road or something? Nope. Then you get to the house and everybody like devastated, but at the same time, everybody here. And I'm like, she gone. She's never coming back. You start seeing memorabilia, all that. This is not even the point. The point is I stayed up to 3, 4 in the morning, I think. Finally went to bed because you got to go to sleep, right? That's one of the worst things you do. You think you stay awake and something's going to change. Nope. You got to go to bed. I went to bed. And then when I woke up, and I woke up quick. That was a good time to say at about noon. But anyway, so I woke up quick. And I saw that blue. You know that blue. That leaving the club, Vegas blue. And I saw that blue. And I looked, opened my eyes fully, looked around, walked to the window, walked outside. Perfect blue skies. And I was mad. Because I thought the world was going to feel what I felt. Nah, the world keeps spinning and the world keep grinning. You better keep winning. And I was like, that was a lesson. I was like, my mom is gone. This world don't give a fuck. And I'm sitting here like, what else? That's how the game goes, y'all. So just letting y'all know how the real goes. Real spit. Okay, here's some real spit. Terrence Crawford, bud. They took his belt away. The WBC, one of them 900 belts that they got out there now because boxing is all a mess. We're going to do a topic about that and Zuffa Boxing. Shout out to Nick Khan and all his partners. And Dana White, they're trying to bring it back. They had a great interview I'm going to show you guys on Pat McAfee. But, Bud, they took your belt. How you feel?
Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit.
Yeah.
Fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring?
Uh-oh, he must have really cursed. Golly, they cut it off. I didn't see the end. Blah, blah, blah. I like to react naturally. Once I get the gist of it, I'm like, oh, let me save it. Whoa, okay. One thing I've learned, though, in this world, as everyone knows, but I hope you've learned it, because if you don't, people like my kids, they say, oh, I know that, Daddy. I was like, well, then why you don't show that, baby? So I hope you know that there's three sides to every story, right? Not just your side, not just their side, but there's a side that kind of agrees with them, 99-1 or 50-50, whatever it may be. So, look, I'm just give you the other side, and then we're going to break this thing down because it's interesting.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount. We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.
Damn. He said he relieved. Blah, blah, blah. The ego has entered the conversation and negotiation. And what we say on this show, once that happens, oh, good luck. They're going to start scrapping. Okay. So I like what Bud is saying, and I like what Bud is doing. And I think the backdrop of all this, and I'm not going to go too deep about this, but there's a Muhammad Ali Revival Act and then Nick Khan, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow so we can let you know. But just the groundswell from this is like boxing is all messed up. And I've known this for a decade plus. You probably as well. But working with Max Kellerman, I really know it. Like, I mean, because obviously boxing is his thing. And boy, he used to tell me stuff. I was like, damn, they gonna tear this sport up. And you forget the difference between a game and sport, right? You forget that even NFL, NBA, it's a business. That's why I love Roger Goodell. Shout out to Tagliabue and all the guys. Rest in peace. I love them because we forget if guys are making money now, and now fans to the point where they're saying they're making too much money, that means they're doing a good job in terms of growing the sport. Joey Bosa and I had the same amount of sacks. I got a $40 million deal. He got a $128 million deal. There's not an ounce of me that is jealous or envious of that. You know what it is? It's job well done, NFL. Who knows? Like your son, my son, anybody's son, our cousin. They make it. They making 8x of somebody else who did the same thing. Come on, y'all. Know the difference between the game and the sport. So in boxing, like, it's some great fights out there, still some great games, but the sport is a mess. I don't know who is who in what division. I don't know what belt, what matters. All I know is sometimes someone pops, and when they pop, I'm rocking with them. But then it's so damn murky and cloudy. You're like, what are they fighting for? And boxing is the one that messed that up. Because back in the days, my mama and my daddy, we had On TV or Select TV. Remember, you only had 3 channels? And then Sugar Ray was going to fight Tommy Hearns or something. You're like, oh, Jesus. Like, it was easy. Like Hagler, Hearns, Leonard, you know, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. Like, everything was just easy. It's like you go to the grocery store, it's easy. Not like Trader Joe's. Like, it's easy. It's like right there. That's it. That's all you got to do. Oh, man, boxing done messed this up. So, Bud Crawford's like, look, dude, let me tell you something. We all know boxing messed up. Now you're going to hold me for ransom? $300,000 to keep? $300,000 not for you to pay me because I am representing your belt and giving you esteem and giving your belt recognition, mega fight. But I pay you $300,000 after I already did all the hard work and everybody already know I'm the champ. Okay. And what they say, that's called hustling backwards, right? Hell no. So good for Bud Crawford. It didn't have to be so profanity laced because I think you lose the message of he's actually standing on something stronger and a better point. But hey, be Bud. I mean, if the champ, unanimous champ can't curse, who can, right? But at the same time, he has a tremendous point. Y'all need to fix this stuff. And it's uneven. Why is that belt free and this belt is costing me? And you said clearly 0.6%. Where you get that number from, fool? There's some telltales. There's some signs that people are always telling themselves. Some random ass stuff like that, 0.6%. We're not going to charge you our normal 3. Yeah, because you shouldn't charge me at all, fool. You're going to make up 0.6. Oh, we need 0.6. And then $225,000 of it is for this foundation. Excuse me. Can I keep all $300 and I can donate to the foundation what I want to? How you going to force me to donate? I ain't get fined. This ain't the NFL where you fine me and all of a sudden I got to go over there and my money going to them. That's fine. I got fined. I'm glad it ain't going just to Goodell. But at the same time, shut your ass up. Forcing me to pay you to get you some props and then gonna take my money and take it somewhere I didn't say to take it there. And then you're gonna try to use that as a guilt trip. Well, it's for the kids. It's for the former boxers. It's for the backpacks. This is another thing. I'm not donating no money to nowhere for a backpack. Kids don't need backpacks. They need better resources than, I got a fresh backpack. You ain't getting nowhere with a backpack. They be lying. I'm like, dog, if you don't get them a mentor or if you don't get them out of that location, you don't get them exposed, stop buying backpacks. Take the dude on a field trip. Take him to the beach, right? Put them all on a bus. The cost of the backpack, put them all on a bus. Let them go to the beach for a day. That's it. Let them see people who relaxed from all places, all races, that's just chilling. That's what you need because where you from, it's hostile. I know. Ruthless. My style as a juvenile. You ran with a gang and you slang in the meanwhile. What song is that? Okay, here we go. Let's go to the chat, then let's get to the next topic. We got some good topics still left. Oh, man, these super chats are great. Thank you, King. I got a super chat from my man, King. Yay. What else we got in here? King Juju, 6675. He said, facts. He gave the money. He said, the money speaking, fool. I'm only going to write facts. And then Ty D-Man says, Marcellus, shut the funk up. Bud can do what the funk he wants to do in a lot of capitals. I don't know if you heard what I just said, but I agree with you. You that damn hostile, you need to go on that bus with them kids and go to the beach. You mad at me for agreeing with you. Ooh, that's called self-hate. This motherfucker. I am not the one to play with, dog. One thing I am is silly, and another thing I am is smart. Smart and silly is a bad combo for you. And yes, I laugh a lot because life is good. I'm not dead. If I ain't gone, I'll love it. My mama gone. I know what that feel like, bro. I'm going to enjoy every single. Matter of fact, I got to lose some weight right now because I got a hip surgery coming up in a week or two. And I done tapped out. I'm like, all right, get fat because you hurting. I need to self-medicate. And then when I get back, then I'm going to get back. once I get this hip surgery, I'm gonna be lean and mean. You better hide your wife, hide your kids. But until then, I'm gonna be. I am the human beatbox. But now I'm getting out of control. My kids tease me all the time. They're like, Daddy, you're so fat. I mean, when I say every day, they're like, Daddy, you chunky. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, you looking real bad. Speaking of looking real bad, that was a great tease. This ain't good. This is never good. Look at this. Don't look at that. Watch Giannis. Oh! We're going to watch that again. God dang, Giannis. Watch Giannis right here. See? Right here. Circling around under the basket. Run. Oh! Now, where everybody's mind goes is the same place. Achilles. Oh! And he grabbing at it. Now, in this moment, I'm thinking, something is telling me this ain't Achilles. Then this helps. Something told me it wasn't Achilles because look, you can see every step. Watch his steps. Watch his step right there. If your foot can lift, it ain't Achilles. See how his toe is going up in the air? And watch this. See how it's going up in the air? If it can do that, you're all right. You may be all right. So I heard it's a calf strain. It could be changing. Y'all tell me MRIs and all that. But I heard it's a calf strain. Now, here's the problem. And all you smart basketball fans immediately go to one name, right? Say it. My favorite player, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant had that calf strain first, right? I think it's somebody else. Was it Lillard or somebody else? The calf strain, the problem with the calf strain is, one, it takes forever to heal, right? Sits there tucked in right after your knee, but before your foot, where everything starts on your foot, then you go to the knee. Your flexions are your 3 points, right? It starts with your ankle, then it's your knee, and then it's your hip, right? So close to the knee, right there, you're grabbing from so many places. You got the stuff underneath you need, your Achilles, right? Your ankle support, but you also need your knee. And you need, then your knee is like, I need your quad, I need your hamstring, and then your hip is like, please, I'll bring all this together. So when you have a calf strain, there's a tendency to rush back because you're like, it's just a calf. Like calf is not a felony. It's like a misdemeanor. You know what I mean? People be like, you be all right. No, you're not. You better shut that shit down. And when you feel better, stop saying that. You don't feel good. Because it's going to have to, a calf has to grab from so much just to be its little weak old calf. Like a calf is like, it's like a calf, a baby cow. You got a calf, literally. And if you don't, okay, come out here. And then what happens is the calf is like atrophied, or I'm weaker, I'm compromised, but I'm okay. You're going up and down this court, and then one time you go like this. See that pinky? See how that pinky look? Look at them fingers. It's NFL fingers, fool. Oh, y'all in the chat talking about, I could have played. Yeah, okay. Look at that finger. It go that way. And then your calf says, your calf go like this. You ever seen that? You lose your power. Guess what's next? The Achilles. The Achilles is just like, all right, go calf, get busy. And then one day you go, the calf just says, here you go. And the Achilles said, whoa, bah. Don't come back quick, bruh. Sit down. Now, y'all want a hot take? It's pretty spicy. Kendrick Perkins going in on who? Kawhi Leonard. And look, I love y'all. Tell me what y'all think about this. God dang.
Kawhi Leonard is one of the worst free agent signings in NBA history. One of the worst free agent signings in NBA history. He has set the Clippers back 10 to 15 years. I don't know where they go from here. Now, think about Kawhi Leonard. Think about everything that was going on when he left the Toronto, when he was making the decision after he won a title with the Toronto Raptors. The Lakers was pitching to try to get him. Toronto was doing everything to get him. You had the Clippers, obviously, in the mix. And before he got to the Clippers, he demanded that they bring in another star/superstar, meaning Paul George. The Clippers were begging and pleading for him to say, hey, bro, we got to keep SGA. He didn't want SGA. What did the Clippers do? They shipped SGA to OKC for Paul George with 5 first-round picks. 5 first-round picks at the time. So then you get Kawhi Leonard, By the way, only played 277 games out of 492 since being in the Clipper uniform. 277 games out of 492. They paid him over $300 million. He's been paid over $300 million since being in the Clipper uniform. They were supposed to be looking the Lakers eye to eye, okay?
Yeah, I got to stop that right there. I'm glad the internet said enough is enough. God dang it. Too many receipts. Everything he said was fact. Everything he said is on the websites. Everything he said was real, except it's not in real time. So hindsight 2020, everybody knows how it could have played, how it could have went. You know, if was a fifth, we all be lit. And I don't want to undermine what he said because I actually thought it was a hot take, but then when I listened to him, to Max Kellerman's point, it's counterintuitive, but then you start saying, damn. Because it all centers not about the money, because you got to spend 90% of your salary cap anywhere in the NBA. So every team got to spend at least 90% of that cap. So you're going to get paid if you top player anywhere. But you wouldn't have paid somebody else over Kawhi. So in real time, no. But in real time, even the Clippers had reservation about letting SGA go. I remember it because I wasn't as familiar of the potential greatness of SGA. Because I remember when they were talking about the trade and the deal and all that, and I was like, Paul George, of course. And I was like, well, you got to give up a lot. And I was like, so? I don't know these first rounders. Do you? Do they all pan out? And then they said SGA, and I was like, he's pretty good. We can't keep him. They're like, nope, they want him. I was like, why they want him so bad? They was like, because he's that good. And then I was like, well, why don't we want him to keep him? Because we need a bona fide star right now. And that was Paul George instead of SGA, who's going to be one. And I remember the Clippers going back and forth. And at the time, let's not lie. You were like, Paul George, the new Paul George. Like, first of all, the first version of Paul George before he fell into the stanchion in the basketball court. Remember that one? Oof. Just for him to rebound and come back, we were like, and then he came back sick. You're like, him. So it's a house of cards. When you're not living in real time, it's hindsight. Man, if I would have went to Alabama instead of Columbia, like, it's move, man. I could have been a first rounder and, man, stop, move. So it's a house of cards. It's kind of like Jenga. There's one piece that it's not right. You got to pull that one. It's not real time. If you want to do that, let's do that with money. Everybody out there could do this with money. Man, if I didn't buy that, I could have bought this. I'll give you a story, then we get up out of here. I don't want to tell the story. In San Diego, long story short, I go down to San Diego when I get picked up in free agency. Looking for a house. I got to have a house that's closer to L.A., but it's still San Diego. So I'm living in San Diego, but I'm like, I know I'm from L.A. I'm going to go back and forth something. So let me go there. So I go North County, which is Encinitas, Cardiff by the Sea. People know that? Good. Now, I get the house. I go and scout with this girl that I was dating at the time. Never do that, y'all. She thought I was buying a house for us. We literally broke up because she started pressing me. She's like, so what we going to do for furniture? I'm like, your pronouns off. We talking about gender? What's your pronouns? She's talking about, then she kept going. She's like, oh, we're not getting in this house together? I was like, I just wanted you to ride with me so you can tell me if I'm thinking crazy or not. I just wanted you to ride with me so you can say, oh, that's fresh or not. Damn, is this what money does? Everything I see you gotta have? Shit. Anyway, so I get the house. And it's sick house, like all that, but it's old. It's small on purpose because I didn't want everybody thinking they could live with me and stay with me. So I only got like two bedroom, 3 bath. But it was an acre of like land and sick land, 6 swimming pool, basketball court. Like what I wanted a playground and I wanted a little house and it was perfect. Got it. I'm telling y'all real stuff. I got it for 1.1. Sold it for 1.9 when I got cut. It's something that he told me don't sell it. But then it's something that told me, what you gonna do with it? You coming to San Diego? No, I'm not. I don't go to SeaWorld that much. And I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do? There's no Airbnb. And I wasn't thinking about rental property or nothing like that. I was just like, sell it. Shoot, I'm about to make almost a double. I'm about to 2X this thing damn near. Sell it. I sold it. This lady I sold it to, who was a European lady who was like literally lived in Europe and then came to San Diego, wrote me a letter when I was with the Cowboys. And she said, I just want to thank you for the home. It's amazing, blah, blah, blah. Send me some chocolate, I think, and something like that. And then she was like, I just want to let you know that your home, I rent out to European vacationers, because she's from there, who want to go to SeaWorld or San Diego Zoo with their family. So they don't want to stay in a hotel. It's like 6 of them, 8 of them, 10 of them. And she says, in peak months, I make $25,000 a month. Y'all know what my mortgage was then? $3,000. Oh, shit! And that was in 04. Shit. Oh, but if Kendrick Perkins hears that story, he gonna say, "Oh, you set everybody back and the economy back, and you messed up your." Hindsight's 2020, man. Everything's perfect then. Everything's perfect after you said it. All right, let's beat it up in the comments and get to another topic. Oh man, I want to get to this topic about Shannon, so I'm gonna skip and then make sure we got time. This is interesting. And I got to talk about this lady because I don't know about her. $2. Being in Buffalo and San Diego, were you and Flutie pretty tight? Oh, super chat from Dominic. He asked this. Dog, I got to do it. He paid for it. You pay for a question, you get it answered, damn it. Doug Flutie, love Doug Flutie. Yes, still see him to this day here and there. Still got his number, text here and there. But here's the best thing. We are in Buffalo. Flutie's getting his jersey retired in Boston College, some ceremony, I don't know. So he's like, hey guys, what y'all doing later? Now, he's a vet and they are vets. I'm not, I'm a rookie. You know what I'm doing later? I'm going to the mall. I'm on the prowl, I'm on the hunt. The hunt is on and you the prey. What movie? So I'm doing that. So I'm like, he's like looking around and nobody wanted to bite, that nobody wanted to go to Boston to go to his ceremony. Because it was kind of like impromptu. I will admit, he waited to the last minute. A lot of people must have flaked on him. Anyway, he went around the room twice. He ain't had no real buyers. I was like, Doug, if you invite me to, I'll go. He's like, yeah, come on, Wiley. I said everybody. I said, wow, I'm going with Doug Flutie. We got a private jet. Ooh, wait, I'm a rookie on the PJ? Shit. Right? I'm riding with Flutie. And a couple other teammates went. We get there, we land. He got police escort. I said, what? For you? He's like, we get to the gate. He don't even got a ticket. None of us got tickets. They just roll down the window. Doug Flutie. And then he rolled down the window. He goes, hey, how you doing? They're like, that's where they go. We go into the stands, into the box and all that. Everybody doing this. Everybody like, Doug Flutie, Doug Flutie, Doug Flutie. Shit. That's it. It wasn't crazy. He got his ceremony. Everybody shook hands, kissed babies, and then we left. But I was a rookie. I was a youngster. He didn't know me like that. I love that dude. I mean, when I say love, I don't mean it like I love Doug Flutie. That's a great person. I've not had one bad moment ever with Doug Flutie. That dude is sick. Okay, let's talk about this because there's a doctor in the building who says, speaking of being sick, let's go. Dr. Brian to Shannon, grown man in you to grow the funk up. Okay, I'm just going to let y'all read it because this is bad English, I think, or just grown man in you to grow the funk up. All right, we know who she is. She's famous for relationship advice, but then she's also famous because people say, you ain't in no relationship. Where your ring at? It's always funny like that. Like, I don't want to discount her. I don't want to undermine her yet. Let me listen to her, but if you ain't got no man and you over here talking about men, how somebody could be a better man. Oh, let's go.
Breaks my heart with you is you've accomplished so much in everything you've touched transactionally. It has turned to gold, all the way down to the gold jacket. But like the fig tree, you still haven't found yourself. All the way at the age of 60. And finding yourself takes the heart.
The mind replays what the heart can't delete.
Hello. And so you have been operating from such a mind space so that you don't have to even have a connection with the heart, that it has put you in such a deficit of self. And that's what goes back to when I said a man who can procreate with multiple women without wanting to make sure that there is a foundation of family there, he has a loss of self. And that man has an identity crisis. And there is a huge self-love deficit because a man who loves himself makes decisions that represent self-love. And everything that you have externalized is a direct reflection of you. The brokenness in the families you created, that's just the brokenness in you. How you can be successful transactionally, but your heart is over here, talking about, well, at what point am I going to get seen? And then what the little boy in you tells the heart is, didn't nobody want to see you when you was young. Wasn't nobody tripping off you then. So Why do we think anybody is deserving, right? Or why?
Okay. So far, so good. I say this in this respect. First of all, in LA, you saw that everywhere. Boy, and when you saw her, you were running to her. That is a LA look. That is the ponytail up high, the toothbrush with the gel, all that, right? No wonder she ain't married. She still got options out there. Be careful, Dr. Brian. Let me give you some advice. Don't miss the boat waiting on the yacht. That's my Wileyism. Don't miss the boat waiting on the yacht. She may have missed the boat. Here we go. She's saying basically, look, Shannon, y'all asked them one and everything you done and tried, but where your family at? And your family all scattered and you chasing these girls and they all young and stuff. And look, Shannon now got to answer it different than Shannon then. But Shannon then is like, look, I mean, I've gotten into some incidents, but it's almost like a hit rate. Like, how many times has Shannon took a swing or dated someone or messed around? Like, what? Let's just say 1,000 women. He's not slept with, just like dates, like hung or like got each other's number. 1,000. How many bad situations did I have? 4? 3? And he kind of like, you might be exaggerating this a little bit. Like, I got a young crazy, shouldn't have done the OnlyFans girl, and then I got some ladies that's saying something, who knows what's real from fake, and then, like, I don't know. I think that justifies you until you get it all thrown in your face. Shannon now and Shannon then, maybe different questions. He played in the NFL. Did we hear any of this in the NFL? I'm just asking. I don't know. I know about some of the other incidents that we heard, but there's sides to those stories. But this OnlyFans girl, yeah. But now, this avalanche of criticism that comes, like, your life ain't in order. No, I just met a crazy. Like, what do you mean? I got set up. I got to stop here. People always act like they can't be the one that gets set up. Y'all better stop. Y'all watch Scarface at the end? Everybody can get it.
Why do I think, as a little boy, that you're deserving of someone who would take your heart and really protect it and create a safe space? So it's easier for you to have transactional sex or have things that are convenient for you because that gives you control. And control is just insecurity, and security is just fear.
Control is insecurity. Okay, I mean loosely, not fully, but yeah, you know. There's a lot of things I'm in control of I'm not insecure about. Like, you know, like if I lead my family, if I'm leading the team, I'm not insecure, but I know what she's saying. But insecurity is fear. Okay, we get that. It leads to fear. Here's the thing. If you're Shannon, you're like, what do you mean this transactional sex is, like, it's not that deep. Maybe it's convenience, right? Like, I grew up in church. I grew up religified. I grew up like thinking, oh, it's a sin until you get married. And then I was like, maybe not, right? But have your belief system. But there is a way where you can have convenient sex and it's not transactional. Now, I think she probably diving into the weeds. She probably calling them out, talking about them $25,000 a cheek. Maybe she going there, but let me listen.
And that's that little boy in you who was so afraid that if I can't touch and go with everything, I might end up touch and staying and might get stuck in a place that I don't know how to navigate. Let me say this again, not in a place that isn't safe, not in a place that isn't loving, but in a place that the little boy in you does not know how to navigate. It's time for the grown man in you to grow the fuck up and give yourself a chance to love, whatever that looks like, and to gain a sense of self of who you really are at your heart space. Because transactional life isn't really legacy. It just isn't. It's nice on paper, but it's not legacy. The real wealth and the real legacy is what Dion has, and that's family.
I'm hearing. But at the same time, not everybody wants a family, and I had to come to a realization and start to respect people like that because I don't think most people do. Now, the greatest love is not even going to be the love she's trying to make him seek, which is with that woman, is with that family, right? Because you can get divorced, but you can't leave that kid. Now, you can abandon the kid, but that kid's still yours. That ain't your wife, though. You can literally be like, that's not my wife, but you can never say that's not your kid. You just ain't taking care of your kid. So I think a lot of these conversations, a lot of this is always coming from someone who already has a North Star, and the North Star is where my man at or where your woman at. And if you don't have that, you're incomplete. I got 2 best friends that are divorced and both single. And I see both sides. I see that their families, you know, it is scattered now. It's not nuclear. And at the same time, I see them smiling, though. a lot more.
That's family. I'm not saying you don't have it with your girls, and I'm not saying it's too late to create it.
Right.
But what I'm saying is I would like to offer that at some point, you do start to say, let me just dive into my heart by myself. Even if you're still doing your transactional stuff with women or whatever, I'm not saying stop, you've grown, but start to just get a sense of self of like who you are at the heart space, because that's our heart is who we are. Our mind is something that we have to have dominion over to control, but our heart is something we can't control because it's the authenticity of who we really are.
That's
blah blah blah. Just follow your own advice. I ain't gonna go there because I know Corey Holcomb's my dog and I love him. He been killing that girl. All I want to know is, are you following your own advice? It just doesn't feel good when somebody ain't got what they talking about and they talking about go get it. I'm like, well, you go get it then, damn it. But look, how many fat coaches we've all had in this world, right? Big old fat coaches, and you're like, man, this dude, what's wrong with Coach? Coach can't do it. Let me beat it up in the comments because I also want to see what's wrong with my boy because something happened to my dog right here, and everybody's like, what happened? And it's interesting. Okay, be up in the comments. What we got here? Females with no children cannot speak. Yeah, like look. If you legacy is kids. Legacy is not name on building, name in other people's mouth, like talking, being popular. Legacy is you got you in another version living. Everything else is a deviation off that road. Trust me. There's no greater love than the love you have for children. Even if you don't, I know some deadbeat moms, deadbeat dads, and that's why we got auntie behavior now. But the point is, there's no greater love than that. You don't believe me? Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? Like, come on, y'all. Like, he didn't say Father, wife, and son. He could have said Holy Spirit, chill. No. He said Father, Son, Mother, Daughter. Like, dog, I'm telling you, I got 4 kids. Ain't nothing like it. Nothing in this world shapes your focus, your perspective than kids. But, you know, it's going to be some aunties out there who look like they know better than you, and they're going to talk it through. So that's it. All right, let's get to this last thing. Something happened with Rodney Harrison. Everybody want to know what's cracking. What's up?
Just disorganized in the run defense. I think they get their young running backs going tonight and then take shots to your favorite guy, Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I look at... I forgot the group. I'm sorry.
Washington defense from that group. Best way to attack that group tonight, do you believe?
Best way to attack them.
What have you seen from Washington's defense?
I'm sorry. They just don't have... It's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry, guys. They don't have a lot of discipline on the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
That's it.
They sure don't. And I want to get over to something else, too, Coach, because I was looking at...
Ooh. Woo. All right, so a lot of people sending out some support and some love for Rodney. Like, dog, you okay? Like, what really is going on with that? Because it could be everything. And look, in thought, it's like it could be a stroke. Or did he have a stroke? You're like, did he just get frozen up? Like, now, doing media, there are times when you get off track. I remember I leave you like this because Rodney said, look, he's been traveling, doing stuff with his kids, and he's just all over a lot going on. The earpiece is a thing because sometimes they be in your head. They be like, all right, camera two. And sometimes you get the wrong feed. So the truck feed, you know that truck feed? Woo, it's crazy. That truck feed is, they talking about camera 1, camera 7, and you're like, whoa. Then you don't hear the question because you're in the elements. And then you're like, all right, I wrote down this. I will tell you one thing that happened because I saw him look at his paper a couple of times, looking for the question, or more importantly, looking for his notes. This is what I end the show on this because Rodney, my former teammate, my boy, y'all already know. And I ain't even going to hit him on this because I know he's good. Like hitting him on the criticism, people are wondering. Mike Golick, y'all know Mike Golick, Mike and Mike was telling me the first day I ever worked at ESPN, he was like, man, just stick to you and your stories. Like, don't write down what you need to say all the time. Don't have a script. And he designed it and told me, like, don't get on the train. This is how he articulated it. I was like, what's the train? He was like, so there are a lot of guys who are not like you, Marcellus. They are different types. So they lead with the stats. They lead with something that they already know, and then they can go there. So they basically railroad themselves into the conversation because we all know the questions before the show, right? So he was like, I tell you what happens to those guys. They're great. I mean, you ever seen somebody, and we now watch TV and you'll see somebody be like, they always just nail it. And it's just like consistent. Like it's not like all over the place or it's not a ton of personality. It's just boop, 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 right? They just take it down the track. Here's the problem, and you've witnessed this before. Sometimes you get off the tracks. So, someone's in your ear. So, the question's out of order. So, something is just not in the normal pecking order, in the normal organization. And then you're like, you don't know how to start. So, since you don't know how to start, you never get started. It seems like all that could have been at play with Rodney Harrison in that moment right there, because there's a lot of stuff going on, my man. That's my dog, though. No one hits harder than Rodney Harrison. Let me tell you, there's some people that hit as hard, but no one hits harder than Rodney Harrison, so respect. All right, love for you guys, man. I got love for you guys, and everybody's had a brain stutter, like my man the Bent 1537 says. Keep it going in the chat. Spread the word. We're going to be your morning coffee, okay? We're just going to keep this going. If I'm up, we up. And we're going to keep this going. And then after that, we might have some big surprises coming up. We might do some things. Oh, we got to do this topic tomorrow. Oh, man, I want to do this topic so bad, but I'm going to do it tomorrow for sure. All right, so love for you guys. Have an amazing day. I ain't going to keep y'all too long because I know we kept you so strong. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the birds.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so.